Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Otts here, and it is 9:15, going 15 minutes early, just to signify getting to the spot early for the Raptors today on this Wednesday when they play the Dallas Mavericks today in Dallas. We're 2-0 on Wednesdays. We won our first game of the season on a Wednesday against Minnesota. Last week, we beat Milwaukee on Wednesday. Well, we've got Wednesday games for the foreseeable future. So get ready for orienting your day on Wednesday to be in a day when the Raptors are playing and hopefully getting those W's. I want to keep our Wednesday win streak alive today. Make it 3 in a row against the Dallas Mavericks today. Yeah. The Mavericks have beaten us pretty consistently the last couple years, but I'd like to change that trend this morning. Let's start off with our latest lineup news. First of all, for the Dallas Mavericks, they're missing their German big player, from the Germany team. Well, not really on the Germany team. Mr. Maxi Kleber is out. He's questionable for today with his toe. So, yeah, might not be seeing the big man Maxi Kleber. That helps because he's one of the two big defensive guys they got between our guy Dwight Powell from Team Canada and Maxi Kleber of Team Germany. Well, is he really Team Germany? You ask Dennis, is he Team Germany? I don't know if he's Team Germany, guys. He wasn't on that team this year, was he? Some reason there's sirens outside. On the other side of the ball, the Raptors are listing Koloko out for his illness, his respiratory illness, of course. And Precious Achiuwa is officially listed as questionable for Wednesday's game due to his groin. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Precious was a full participant at practice yesterday, and Coach Darko intimated that it's very likely that Achiuwa is returning to our lineup tonight. So I'll bet you right now that Precious is very, very likely to play tonight, and that Darko played him fully in practice yesterday, that he was not held out for any reasons. He did full practice. And people are speculating that it's very likely that Precious will return to our lineup tonight. So there you go. There's your latest lineup news. Maxi Kleber, you're out, baby. Out of Team Germany and out of the lineup tonight. That's right. That's right. That's what Dennis said. You're out, bro. You're out, bro. All right, let's see the referee report now. Our 3 refs for tonight are very interesting. Very, very interesting once again. Not a horrible ref crew. A little bit of questionable, like we'll have to see how it's going to be kind of thing. But our crew chief tonight is, yes, the notorious Ben Taylor. Now, Fred's in Houston at this point. So there's no Fred VanVleet versus Ben Taylor. This is going to be happening in this game because Fred's not here anymore. So if you play referees for Houston, then maybe he may have a problem with them, but not with us. Ben is in his 12th season as a referee out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. His favorite TV show is The West Wing. His favorite movie is The Field of Dreams. His favorite musician is Brian McKnight. His favorite meal is a ribeye steak. So we got to get a ribeye steak from Mr. Ben Taylor today. He must like to visit Scotland. His hidden talent is dancing. And he's another one of these refs that wants to play golf at Augusta National. Y'all should just rent it or something. Get the ref union to go say, hey, we're going to take over for the day. And all the refs are going to get to do their bucket list and go and go and play at Augusta National in Georgia. He's a Tennessee native, and Taylor received a bachelor's degree in public relations from Middle Tennessee State University, 2009. Ben Taylor enjoys spending the off season with his wife and son, playing golf and helping teach young referees. So he's giving it back. That's interesting. He's got a public relations degree. So in some ways, he had to go through that whole thing with Fred, with his mentality in public relations. Ben Taylor is the nicest ref for the Raptors today. He is the one who's on our side, guys. We win 64% of our games when Ben Taylor referees. Meanwhile, the Mavs only win 43%. So 64-43 is the split for crew chief Ben Taylor today. So just because he had a problem with Fred doesn't mean he has a problem with us, guys. We're going to have to watch Ben Taylor today and see if it's a very different call just because VanVleet isn't on our team anymore. The second ref is Sean Wright. He is in his 20th season out of New York City. Sean Wright, his favorite TV show is Law & Order. His favorite movie is Love Jones. His favorite musician, Michael Jackson. He would like a roasted chicken and veggies for his meal. His favorite app is his son's football team app. He must like to visit Greece. His bucket list is to fly a plane, and his hidden talent is playing chess. Sean Wright, at a collegiate level, officiated the SEC Colonial, Big South, Southern, Ohio Valley, Atlantic Sun, and Southwestern Athletic Conferences. He refereed the men's NCAA Division II tournament in 2004. So extensive collegiate refereeing experience by Mr. Sean Wright. Now, I'll tell you right now, Sean Wright is not in a favorable ref for us today. We win 57% of the time when Sean Wright is present. That's not a bad percentage, but the Mavs win 61% of the time when Sean Wright's present. So 57-61 split for the Mavericks on the second ref, Sean Wright. Our third ref tonight is FIBA All-Star ref, Jenna Renault. Jenna Renault, fun fact, has never refereed a Raptors game yet. This is Jenna's fourth season or third season as a ref. This is only her, I guess that's 19th game ref in NBA over 3 seasons. She has never refed a Raptors game before. She's refed 21 of the other teams in the league, but not us yet. She's refed the Mavs once before, and they lost. So that's it. She's repped one game between the two teams, and the Mavs lost that game, and we've never seen her before. Of course, we have seen her before because she was one of the main American refs at FIBA this summer, and we saw her working overtime in a lot of Team Canada games. So Jenna Renault's the third ref, the FIBA ref, the blonde ref from the summer, y'all. So there's your crew right there. Ben Taylor, Sean Wright, Jenna Renault. And Jenna Renault's that rookie X factor that we have no idea how she's going to be because she never reffed the Raptors before. Never. She may know Dennis Schroeder real good, though, from the summer, and that may help us. But then again, she may know Luca, too. So, yeah, we'll have to see how that goes with the mystery third international ref. And, yeah, I like Ben Taylor reffing us tonight. Ben Taylor is not a problem. A casual may see Ben Taylor tonight and be like, oh, damn, we got Ben Taylor. Ben Taylor wasn't the problem last year. I'm going to tell you that right now. Him and Fred just have a personality clash. They don't like each other, obviously. And, now Fred's gone. So maybe Ben Taylor can be real nice to us today. So there you go. There's your ref check. Yeah, it's fairly even right down the middle with Sean Wright really favoring the Mavericks and Ben Taylor favoring us. All right, let's see who's in the chat this morning for this great preview of the Dallas Mavericks game tonight in Dallas. Yeah, the Raptors were in practice yesterday, and there was a lot of good vibes around it. And people were saying that there was a lot of laughing. There was a lot of joking around. There's a lot of goofing around. Vibes are strong. These guys are, I'm seeing more and more clips of this team in off moments where they're kind of like they're being filmed, and they're very happy, and they're acting really goofy. Like the intros for the game with Scotty dancing the other day. And then yesterday, Darko's doing an interview and trying to talk to the press. And Michael Grange asked him, who's the best player from Europe right now? Is it Luca? And Darko says, I think it's Nikola. And then Dennis comes over and bumps him and say, hey, what about me? And he said, oh, it's Nikola Jokic and Dennis Schroeder are the best players from Europe right now. That was hilarious. And we saw Dennis palling around with Garrett Temple in the background, a little bit with Malachi too. And they were just cutting it up. And it's not like Darko got mad and turned around and said, hey, guys, can you chill out? And he wasn't like a sourpuss. He wasn't like I'm a serious coach and you can't stand behind me while I'm doing my interviews. No, he let the shenanigans ensue behind him in the background while he just did the interview with the press. And it was hilarious because you see Dennis really screwing around with Garrett Temple and trying to mess his shot up and then doing it to Malachi. These guys are really having fun. And even if we lose this year a bit, I think that they're going to be really good at staying up and happy this year because it's just the way they're carrying themselves at this point. I think that they're getting to know each other even more. And the blend of the veterans with Scotty emerging as the top dog, it's working really well because the vibes are real strong around the team. I can tell. Lindsey Dunn said after the practice yesterday, there was a lot of laughing around the Raptors in the practice hall. Yeah, Dana's here. Good morning to Canadian Dana. Good morning, everyone. And hi, Tom Duke. Hello, Tom Duke. Hello. Is it Toronto that you're coming to? Isaac Campbell saying Tom Duke rules. Tom Duke rules. What did Tom Duke do? Y'all just love Tom Duke. Let's get fired up. Tom Duke says, let's get fired up. Get that starter fluid. Douse the pile of sticks and light that bitch up. Yeah, that's what I'm about, Tom Duke. That's right. Light it up. Let's get fired up. Light the beam. Light the beam. Trevor J's here. Good morning, Raptors family. Happy game day. Happy game day to you, Commissioner Trevor J, in the Trevor J Cup for the in-season tournament, the inaugural in-season tournament for the NBA. Yes, this is the Trevor J Cup, and it will go to one team that wins. The representative will get this sent to them. So hopefully it'll be your team. We'll have to see. Trevor's words of wisdom. Don't make excuses for horrible people. You can't put a flower in an asshole and call it a vase. Holy crap. I don't know if I've done this before, but the words of wisdom are getting a dunk, if not just for colorful language, just colorful imagery there, right there. That was really weird, Trevor. Not what I expected. That was definitely not on a poster board in a classroom. That saying, yeah, the one the other day sounded like you got it from a board in a church or something. You're like you saw it on a poster and you just read it off to me. Well, this one I'm pretty sure is not on a poster, and I love it. I love it. Don't make excuses for horrible people. You can't put a flower in an asshole and call it a vase. I think we need to put this in some fortune cookies. I think we need to make this a more mainstream euphemism. Can we just start saying this in general life? Just saying you can't put a flower in an asshole and make it a vase. I think that this is something we need to port and push out there more. You just can't put a flower in an asshole and it makes it a vase. That's a really good saying. I like that. Is that original? Did you come up with that, Trevor J? We need to trademark this. Yeah. Jimmy Pope is saying, let's go. Woo. And let's lock down Khoury, Luca, and get the dub. Yeah. Yeah, this is what Darko was saying yesterday. He is blessed. He is blessed with supreme talented, awesome, top-notch defenders. That, you know, a lot of teams, when they get a game plan going ready for Kyrie Irving or Luca Doncic and them together, they really stress out and they maybe get worried at night. Maybe they toss and turn. But no, our coach is blessed with a man named Anunoby. He's blessed with a man named Barnes. He's blessed with hopefully, possibly back tonight, a man named Achua. And that's the thing. In some ways, you don't stress about people like Luka Doncic when you say, oh, this guy named OG from London, UK is on my team. No, you don't. You just say, OG, you get to guard Luka tonight. And then, boom, good things happen. That's one of the reasons why I feel good about beating the Mavericks tonight, is because it really is dependent on these two guys carrying them. And if we can shut the water off on their two main stars, now I know Kyrie is a task, but if we can at least do Luka tonight in some sort of way, Luka magic, kind of limit it, that would be good, because they may not have as much offensive firepower if we're cutting off their best gun with our plumbing company. Yeah, Kyrie in recent years just absolutely destroys the Raptors. He hits daggers. He takes over in the fourth. He does stuff that's annoying. He did it for the Nets for the last couple of years, and he's done it since he's been on the Mavs too last year. I don't know if we saw him on the Mavs last year. I think he got traded after we saw them. I don't know. We saw Mavs real early last year, and Kyrie only on the Nets last year, I think. I don't totally remember that. I do know we played the Mavs very early last year, so I don't think we played them with Kyrie yet. So this will be interesting. We'll have to see if Irving's clutch dominance of the Raptors in recent years will continue, because that man single-handedly takes those games home and beats us when he's playing us. So they really, really need to, of course, stop Doncic, but really, really try and slow down Kyrie, because Kyrie's been a Raptor killer in recent years, and it's really, really annoying. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got lockdown guys, and Coach Darko sleeps a little bit better at night than the average NBA coach because of that. Naco the Nacho is here. Good to see my good friend Gerald. The Mavs, don't even say that. Now, Gerald, do not use that word. That word is outlawed in here. You do not use that word. We're not. I'm going to skip a comment if you're going to use words like that. Yeah, we did not get that happen. You know, we had an injury that happened in Dallas, and that's very different than what you're saying. Don't ever fucking use that word, Gerald. Seriously. Seriously, if you're a sports fan, it would do your life a better thing if you just cut that word out of your vocabulary. Don't even use it in your regular life. Don't even use it for yourself in your life. Oh, I am cursed, or saying something like that. Don't fucking say shit like that. What do you want to do? Shape your life in a negative way by having a negative perception? Get rid of that word in y'all's vocabulary right now. All Raptors Nation, everybody in general. That word has no place if you're a sports fan, and you just got to discard it. So I don't even want to read your comment, Gerald, because I don't believe in that word and I don't believe in that thing. So I'm not going to purport it. I don't even want to say what you have to say because I don't believe it. And don't use that word anymore, especially in this stream. Use it in your own life, sure, freedom, whatever. Don't bring it in here though. We're gonna have an anti that word and the T word. The T word and the C word are not allowed here. And that one and the tank word are the other one. That's right. Jimmy Pope's saying they better keep that floor dry. That's what I'm saying. See, that is more what it is, Gerald. That is what it is. It's Mark Cuban's sorry ass perspirating floor that's the problem from last year with Siakam doing the splits. Yeah, and then missing 2 months. Something like that. Yeah. That's the problem, Gerald. It has nothing to do with that C word. I hate that C word, by the way. And you need to say it right. That those mop floor people, they didn't do their job right. And Siakam slipped. And that really derailed our season to a degree last year. Cool Cat saying, good morning, Raptor Freak crew. My weekly visit to the office will be in and out of meetings. She'll be in the meeting at work and back in the meeting with us, and then back into another meeting with them, and then back in with us. And if we do like 3 hours, that may go back and forth a couple times. Good morning, Cool Cat. And I'm glad you made the trip. And I'm glad you're not an everyday office person. I think that more people should be doing hybrid work. If you only need to go to the office 1 day a week, like Cool Cat, that's the way it should be. And get the hell off of the parking lots of the 401 and the DVP. Yeah, employers, start letting these people telecommute. You might just save the planet, you fucks. Yeah, let these people telecommute. We love you, Cool Cat, and let's go. It's game day, baby. It's game day. Tom Duke saying Darko really is so cool. He's so cool. How awesome is the fact Scotty W is getting so confident? We talked about this a little bit the other day. It's like, why didn't he do this last year? Well, he couldn't. He couldn't do this last year. Fun guy. He could not do this last year. This is all on the time schedule, and when it happened was now. And that's why we're ready for Scotty to be an alpha dog on the court and take over stuff and just win games. And I'm loving it. And who knows, maybe it is more cultivated in an environment that is led by Darko Rajakovic than Nick Nurse in some ways. Very interesting. Brian Winters. Tom Duke has got the OG Plumbing Company in full effect. And it looks like he's got a wrench and 3 clamps ready for that Mavericks duo. That's right. Let's go look at their roster real quick because they are a little bit different with some of the changes from last year. With their off season, they went and got a couple new players. They got Seth Curry now. They got whatchamacallit? Who's the other one? Grant Williams is the other big name. It's like I thought they had more new big names, but not really. In some ways, they've lost guys, and then they've kind of added in like Grant Williams and Seth Curry. That's it. Yeah, you know what? Their record is weird. I'm going to tell y'all right now. They're 6-1 right now. The Mavericks are the top team over in the West in some ways because they're 6-1. But that record is faulty to tell you what the real story is. Now, during the preseason, the Mavericks were shit. They went to Dubai and they got their ass kicked by the Minnesota Timberwolves 2 games in a row. And then they went and lost to Real Madrid and lost to a European non-NBA team. They lost a lot in preseason, but they've been gangbusters since they started. But I'm going to tell you right now, the 7 teams that they played so far this season are lower end teams that aren't that good. And that these were teams that were easy to get in some ways. So their record is not indicative of where they are, who they are in this league. I still think that they're a playoff bubble team, if not just barely out of the playoffs like they were last year. They just don't have enough to stack up besides Doncic and Irvin. So they're a pretender with their record right now. I'm going to tell you that right now. They beat Orlando. They beat Houston. They beat Charlotte. They beat Washington. That's what I'm saying. 6-1 comes real easy when they give you easy games at the beginning of the schedule. So that's one of the reasons why they're 6-1 right now. And they're a pretender. And we need to show just how pretending they are by giving them some reality with our tough-nosed defense and really, really dogged way of playing right now. So, yeah, there's a little bit of intel on that. I'm not impressed with them. You just added Grant Williams and Seth Curry? Really? And you've lost, like, what, Christian Wood Porzingis over the last couple years. I really don't have any faith in this Mavericks team. I know that they're playing well. Dwight Powell, immense respect. Team Canada, we love you. But other than that, I'm like, what the? Yeah, Maxi Kleber's a pretender. Whatever. I want to see Dennis Schroeder come out there and kick their ass just because Maxi Kleber was such a lazy ass this summer and he missed out on a gold medal at FIBA. Yeah, Maxi, how do you feel? Maybe Dennis should stroll in with that medal around him and his MVP trophy and be like, yeah, Maxi, what I tell you, you should get your shit together and come correct for Germany or you ain't on the team. And that's what happened. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. G saying Dennis's interviews are great. Dennis is doing a weekly interview with the Raptors show, and he did one yesterday on the team bus. He was riding back from practice, talking to Will Liu and Blake Murphy about what's going on with the Raptors. Dennis is an open book. What you see is what you get. There's no false pretense of this guy. He is exactly who he is, bona fide. He can't be anything but himself. I know because I talked to Brent, who was at that clip from his YouTube channel recently. He said he's very, very cool. So cool. Brent, who was at that shoot in his latest YouTube clip. Yeah, he's real deal Holyfield. And if you talk to him, you will get the same Dennis. It's not like he has a fake face for the public and he changes. No, we see his home family life. And that is the exact same person as you see in an interview on the Raptors show or just on the court or doing whatever he's doing. What you see is what you get. And an ultimate professional and a really, really emerging player in this league right now is Dennis Schroeder. Some people are open their eyes to that Dennis is actually a really, really perfect fit for the Raptors right now. A lot of NBA experts are saying, wow, that Schroeder pickup after Fred left is fitting like a glove. That he's playing above his former levels. He's playing at a very high level compared to the rest of his career. And it's fitting really well. Like he has the kind of dogged persistence that really fits the mentality of what the Raptors should be on defense in so many different ways. I love it so much. Dennis is awesome, G. Dennis is awesome. Jimmy Pope saying, I want to see more pick and roll with Scott and Pascal. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the pick and roll centers around the center, Jakob Poeltl. But if he's not in there, maybe Siakam can switch and put himself in that spot. Pick and roll between Scotty and Pascal is interesting. You think it's very, very fruitful, and it can be, but it may garner way too much attention. Although they could be a really nice distraction for guys like Grady and Gary to get open shots on the other side of the floor if they do try and do a pick and roll action with Pascal and Scotty. So, yeah, I don't mind this idea, Jimmy. This is very interesting. Tom Duke's got the food out. He's got a cow, a chicken, a potato, a broccoli, a pepper, a chili pepper, a corn, a barbecue, a bowl, a skillet, a cowboy, and 2 shakers of salt. There you go. That sounded like a Jimmy Buffett song. 2 shakers of salt, a cowboy, and a skillet. 2 shakers of salt, sitting by the dock of the bay. Jimmy Buffett, rest in peace, man. The man passed earlier this year. But yeah, that sounded a little bit like a Jimmy Buffett song. Cowboy in a skillet, 2 shakers of salt. I grew up in Florida. I'm sorry. I was a little bit indoctrinated to Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville life. But I'm not a huge fan of his music, but all due respect, a great musician for a long, long time that made a lot of people very happy. Randolph is here. Good to see Randolph. Beloved Raptors freaks, most informative gang. I bring you blessings. May your life be filled with everything that brings total contentment. That will conclude with a great win by our team. Yes, contentment for me will come from another Wednesday victory for the Raptors. There is a lot of that in there. I love this. He said, may your life be filled with everything that brings total contentment. Wow. That's like nirvana. You know what that is? That is a void of not needing or wanting anything. The ultimate contentment is to be in a place where you do not need anything to be content. It's something where you very much clear your mind of nothing. And then you have nothing in your head. And then boom, you're just in a place of floating contentment with no stimuli. Is that a weird thing I just talked about? That's deep, deep meditation stuff. That's the stuff that Tibetan monks sit at the top of a mountain for 20 years trying to get to. And I love it, Randolph. I would love to get to that closer and closer. And a Raptors victory over the Mavs today is a step towards that contentment. Blessings to you and the Phillips family also. David saying starting early again, always on game day, David. Always on game day. I'm going to say this. If you really want to figure out when I'm going to be on for game day, it's probably going to be 9:15. It will depend on when they release the ref report. Sometimes they're late and they don't put it up till 9:15, so I'll be on at 9:20. But I won't be on any later than 9:25 on a game day. So expect me early on game day because I like to get that spot early. That's right. Just like I hope the Raptors do tonight when they play the Mavericks. Get those spots early, get those loose balls, and get those 50-50 balls today. That's what I want. Yeah. Tom Duke is saying, great one, Trevor. Haha. Yeah, I know. I love that asshole vase comment. It's so different. I've never heard it. It's like you can't just put a flower in an asshole and make it a vase, y'all. Seriously. Y'all purport this. Put it out there and say Trevor J came up with it. That's right. Look at that. Tom Duke's even got a little poop emoticon with the flower. He's really illustrated the moment with Trevor and his words of wisdom right there. I love it. I love it. It looks like a Swedish berry for some reason. I don't know. Kareem Thomas is saying Scotty called the step back three against the Spurs. Yeah, this is an interesting thing that was divulged yesterday. And they talking about Dennis was talking about how they went into the huddle right before Scotty hit that big three. And Darko was setting up a play closer to the basket, which I much rather have. But Scotty said, no, I'm just going to do a step back three and shoot it. I was like, I'll just do this thing where I step into him and step back and I'll hit the three, go through. And they're like, okay, Scotty, all right, we'll let you try and do that. And well, he went and did it. And they said, look what I could do. And he did it. But in some ways, I kind of like the idea that Darko was drawing up a higher percentage shot down low. But also, Scott taking the initiative and the confidence to do that and then just doing it is really fantastic. Plus, because if they'd gone down low, that would have meant we were still down by one. And we were, that three-pointer tied it. So it is a very interesting story. That Scotty overrided the coach in that moment, and he was right. And the confidence he showed was something like Jordan or Kobe would do. They would do this kind of stuff. Maybe LeBron. LeBron's like, yeah, Darvin Ham, no, that's not what we're doing, dog. I'm just going to do this. Okay, LeBron, I'm not going to argue with you. It's just like that. And I'm glad Scotty was successful because if this had been like that and he wasn't, I would be like, man, no, don't do this. Listen to your coach. Come on now. Listen to your coach. Yeah. All right, let's see. G saying, anyone see that Noel dunk also? Yeah, at the open practice 2 nights ago, Noel had a dunk where Ron Harper bounced the ball and Noel got up there and threw it down. Yeah, we talked about this slightly yesterday or after it happened. I think it's really cool. I didn't know that Noel could dunk. Well, we know he can dunk. And it looked like Spud Webb, Muggsy Bogues kind of crazy shit. Him getting up there and throwing it down. Ron looked surprised that he made it. Ron was like, wow, you did it. Really surprised when he saw that. But yeah, that's a good clip. And nobody's seen Noel's dunk from open practice the other day. You need to go look at it because in some ways it may inform you that this kid is a lot more than just a 5'6" little guy from Kansas State. There's something more to him. Trust me, there really is. I really feel like he has a weird confidence with his shot that we're going to find out as he develops and comes up our system. That in some point he's going to show up on the higher level and he's going to bomb things and he's going to be like such a good shooter that it will be undeniable that we'll have to play him. I have that feeling about him that in some ways his strength is going to be how well he shoots from outside and that he's going to make a lot of shots for the Raptors. Now, he doesn't need to be shooting if Victor Wembanyama's in between him and the basket. That's for sure. That's for sure. You don't need to be shooting anywhere near Victor. Monique is here. Good to see the super fan, Monique Lawrence. Good morning, Raptorfreak family, and happy game day. Put Luca in foul trouble. Go Raptors. Yeah, let's see if Luca can make butthole face today. Let's get Luca making butthole faces. What? Ben Taylor? What? That's a foul? Woo! Some Luca butthole face because he's so distraught and tortured by OG and Pascal and Scotty coming at him and guarding him like crazy. Yeah, no Luca magic today. That's right. Alakazam, Alakabam. I say that there's no Luca magic today. Zing, zing. Yeah, magic. All right, Evelyn's here. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. Good morning to you, Evelyn. Keep fighting the good fight, Granny Swag. And she's like, no more bullshit artists. No more talking trash about our team. She ain't having it. That's right. Granny Swag is putting y'all on notice. If you don't love the Raptors, if you're talking trash about them, she ain't cool with you. And she might give you a dirty look if she sees you in public talking down on the Raptors. That's right, Evelyn. You go. We love you, Evelyn. And I hope to see you at the Raptors Freak Hangout next Thursday night, 7 p.m. at the Real Jerk. Carla and Gerard. Tom Duke will be in town from British Columbia, and other Raptor freaks will be showing up too. And I hope Evelyn will be there also. Evelyn, we love you. We love you. And Cool Cat, I hope you come there too. She's saying, Lex, I have an idea. Are you able to enable closed caption? That way I can read the screen text when audio is not possible. What are the options on your end? Well, I can answer this right now, Cool Cat. I wish I could do that for you, but the closed captioning people don't do it to my streams until like 4 or 5 hours after I'm done. You will not see closed captioning on it as it's going because they don't have a stenographer for me like currently. It's like they come back later and they add it in after my stream. It's almost like the same thing. They process my streams every day, and even the chat with you guys doesn't get added until hours later. So if you watch my stream immediately after I get off, there's no closed captioning and there's no live comments, but they get all added as the day goes on. So if you watch it later tonight, yeah, that stuff will be in there, but not on the moment. And they don't have anybody. I'm too long and I'm too fast and I say too much. And the person would be like in the court, like the stenographer is like typing it real quick. And we don't have that with YouTube. I'm not big time enough yet. Maybe at some point that'll be allowed. But if there was an option to do this, I would do this for sure for you. But there isn't. There isn't, unfortunately. Kareem saying, I hope this Raptors start the game with the same plan they did in the second half against the Spurs. Find Jakob for a lot of easy bunnies and work inside out. Yes, yes, and yes. I say either you start the game going to Jakob and trying to open up the paint, or you get Dennis. And he did this in the last game against the Spurs. He opened the game last game by getting penetration and getting near the paint area and taking a short jumper. I don't like them coming in cold and trying to bomb threes right away. No team should be doing that unless you're absolutely crazy good at threes. Otherwise, we need to do exactly what Kareem's saying. Build from the inside out to allow the best shot opportunities for us. We have to establish that we can get them down low. Now, who are we going against down low? Maxi Kleber? No, he's out. Dwight Powell. And we know Dwight Powell's a very dangerous, good defender. So in some ways, we just got to beat him around the basket. Now, we just played Victor. I'd take a game against Dwight Powell over a game against Victor Wembanyama defensively any day. So hopefully we score a lot easier in this game. But I agree with this. We can mimic the energy that we had in the second half coming back out and the very determined kind of like game plan and very much like calculated kind of thing that they did to make it happen the way it did to get the win against San Antonio on Sunday. That'd be good. Let's not mess around. Let's not have a half of like screwing around and like, yeah, we're just playing with them. No, come out and be very businesslike and come out with that same kind of purpose that you had in the second half against the Spurs. It would be very, very fruitful. And I like what Kareem's saying here. I really do. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam, and happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you, Fiercely Salsera, Raptors Freak trivia leader for our trivia right now. We had a great overtime game yesterday. A lot of fun, trying to switch things up, inform Raptors fans about the history of the Raptors and overtime games. Really, really fun. Tristan's here. Good to see Tristan Phipps, another great Raptor Freak. Let's go. I think we got this. Either way, I just want to see high quality basketball and us getting better. There you go. This is the right attitude. In some ways, look, the wins come. Of course, we're happy. We want wins, obviously. But even in not winning, there will be winning for us. And we just have to look for the signs of it. So I'm excited about it, Tristan. I'm exactly with you. I just want to see a high quality basketball game that's fun. And I see the Raptors getting better and better with like cleaning things up, less turnovers, better boxing out and no second chance shots, making their free throws, hitting their open threes. You know, there's all kinds of different little areas where they can improve just little bits by little bits over the season. And boy, they can make them even harder to beat. Because in some ways, the Raptors so far this season have been beating themselves. Yeah. In some of these games, they've beaten themselves, and it wasn't the other team beating them. So, yeah, I love it, Tristan. I want to see a high-quality basketball game today, too. Now, even if it's a drag-them-out defensive Eastern Conference kind of style where everybody can't score and it's ugly, I like that kind of basketball myself. I take it as that's not low quality basketball. That's just really high quality defensive basketball when these guys are so bad and it's like a 40-40 halftime or something like that, really low scoring game. So I can see high quality being not just necessarily both teams are hitting their shots and there's a lot of scoring, but there can be high quality basketball in a defensive, like low scoring battle also. Kareem saying Scotty going to get a triple double. That's my hot take for this game. There you go. Kareem is going to prognosticate that he feels like Mr. Barnes is ready to go get a triple double tonight. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. I want to see this. In some ways, it's a very fun battle. Scotty, Luca, Dennis, and the rest, Khoury. Yeah, it's a good battle. This will be fun. They really don't have a very deep team. And like I said, 6-1 is inflated by poor opponents so far this year. Tom Duke's got Cowboy and his skillet. A cowboy and his skillet. We're going to have the Raptors kill it tonight on the court in Dallas. Just a couple outlaws coming into town. Gonna come and go and beat them down. It's the Outlaws, OG, Scotty, and Pascal. Coming to your town to beat you down. It's a cowboy in the skillet. They're gonna come in and kill it. Yeah. New country. Jason Aldean. Yeah. Jimmy Pope's got the spicy pea out there. Spicy. The spicy. Siakam's getting the chain tonight. Okay, Tom Duke thinks that this Siakam's getting the chain. They're asking about the chain yesterday. What's about the chain? Everybody's asking about the chain. Asking Jakob, what's that chain? What's that chain, Dennis? Oh, that's a chain that Darko brought to give to the player of the game. The first one who got it was Siakam. And then Scotty got it the other day. Yeah, who's going to get the chain tonight? I want to see who gets the chain tonight. You think it'll be Siakam? Tom Duke saying Siakam, give it to Siakam? Maybe we'll have to see. MSJ saying, really hoping OG and Scotty can slow Luca. And this year we have a guard to hopefully wrap up the smaller quick guard in Irving. I feel like we have a good chance. And I have to say, it's Pascal's night to take over. Maybe he wants to do some revenge to that stupid ass court that derailed his season last year. Maybe in some ways he wants to finish this game and kick so much ass in this game because of the trauma from going to Dallas last year. In some ways, Dallas was a really bad stop for us last year because of the Pascal injury. So maybe he wants to exercise some demons and come out there with his chain. Yeah, and get off the chain so he gets the chain. That's right. I like your point, Chris, about the difference between Fred versus Khoury and the difference between that and Dennis versus Khoury. In some ways, I like our chances with the Dennis guarding Khoury a little bit better than Fred. Fred was very outspoken about his admiration for Khoury. In fact, he's like Khoury fan number one, and Khoury likes Fred too. So there's a very cool relationship between Khoury and Fred. But I don't know that relationship between Dennis and Khoury is that warm and fuzzy. Fred talking about how Kyrie's the best, man. And look up to him. He's saying all this shit last year when playing Khoury, and he's absolutely killing us and taking the Nets to victories over us. I'm like, Fred, shut up, man. Stop kissing his ass. We get it. You like Khoury. Yeah. Well, I don't know how much Dennis likes Khoury, and hopefully he can stop him better than Fred did last year. That's what I'm saying. G saying Lakers sent the league clips of LeBron being fouled with no calls. They couldn't last one game in Raptor world. G, you're getting a dunk for that truth right there. That is hilarious. I did see the griping about the calls for the Lakers and LeBron and that they're doing this, and I think this is hilarious. Whatever. Come on, it all balances out. Just because you didn't get your Golden Boy superstar treatment for one night, holy crap. Come on now. They're saying it's because they wanted to help the Miami Heat beat them. No, man, Spoelstra is a genius. And they know how to play the right way with the fouls and physicality and get away with it. In some ways, Spoelstra's like Nurse. They're going to coach a team to foul the hell out of you because they can't call every single foul, LeBron. So, yeah, they probably were fouling you. But the ref crew can't call it every single time. So that's why they can get away with it. So, yeah, just shut up. Welcome to everybody else's world, LeBron James. Just welcome to everybody else's world. Yeah, Tristan's got a OG with the clamp. That's right, OG Pumping Company. Call 1-800-OG-ANANOBI, and he'll come and he'll shut down your superstar elite player on your NBA team. That's right. 100% satisfaction guaranteed, Raptors fans. That's right. Trevor J saying ESPN keeps on talking about the Lakers. Like there's no other team in the NBA. Well, yeah, whatever. They're a Laker fan club channel or something like that. I don't know. ESPN, it's not like they're a valid, real sports news channel anymore at this point. It's just TMZ mixed with sports and stupid shit and talking heads that talk out their ass like me. Yeah, they talking out their ass just like me. All right, let's keep going. MSJ saying, I think the AI reviews the stream for closed captioning. Google is rather amazing in what they do. Yeah, I don't think somebody physically does it. I think that it just like kind of reads me and puts it in, and is nobody who's actually a stenographer like doing it. But there's a process to do it, and it takes a little bit of time. So it's not instantaneous right after there's closed captioning, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. If there was an option to do this, I would definitely mark it for you and make it available for this, but I think it's all got to be processed. Yeah. Cool Cat saying, oh no, live feed transcribe, bummer. Okay, we'll keep hope alive. Thanks. Yeah, I'll whatever improvements I can do with the stream as far as bells and whistles and what they allow me to, I will add those for sure. Tom Duke saying some guy types everything Lex says. Who? What? No, I don't think it's some guy. I think it's like he said, it's AI, and they may listen to me. And if you go on back and you see the closed captioning, I better enunciate and pronounce things very clearly, or you may see really funny misspellings and weird words put into places where they were supposed to mean something else. That would be funny. It's kind of funny to watch replays on streams and their closed captioning is all funny the way it translates. MSJ saying, I think that's how it works. Maybe on a 1,000 plus person stream, it's in real time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it is when you have a whole lot of people in there all at once. I don't know. I don't know. NBA Quick Takes is here. I'm going to call you NBA Quick Takes still. I'm not going to call you NBA Quick Takes because it makes me think you're in business school. Yeah, I'm going to just call you NBA Quick Takes. I don't give a shit what they're doing to you, Adam Silver and them. Fuck that. You're NBA Quick Takes to me. That's right. Good morning, Lex and the freaks. Let's get it. Let's go. Quick Takes in the house. Let's go. Let's go. Having quick takes on a lot of stuff because there's a lot of things to have quick takes on in the NBA season, like bombardment of all kinds of things. Yesterday, no games because it was election day. They've been doing this the last couple of years, and I love it. I'm glad they do this. But basketball heads were starved last night. Like, what am I supposed to do? There's no basketball, not a single damn game because it's voting day. And they want to encourage everybody to go out and vote. And that's why they're telling people go vote in the states yesterday on Tuesday. And there's no basketball games. You could at least let the Canadian team play on a U.S. election day. We're not, you could have scheduled us up here against the Celtics or something like that on election day instead. No, nobody's playing yesterday. Not a single damn game yesterday at all. No quick takes for last night. That's for sure. MSJ saying, Tom Duke, I think Google has trained monkeys do it. I think it's just a computer thing. It's probably just all done like automatically. Who knows? Fiercely saying, so far, Lakers off-season pickup Gabe Vincent. Hang on, it jumped ahead. No. It's not panning out. Austin Reeves is also struggling, and even Hashimura is selling me on my fantasy roster. But of course, ESPN won't mention these struggles. Yeah, don't even start to talk about the erratic every other day showing up of Anthony Davis. Yeah, that team is so overhyped and full of shit. And in a lot of ways, it's not a good team. All right, like they say that we over evaluate our players. They say that, oh, you guys have way overhyped your players, Scotty, OG, Pascal. They're not as good as y'all think. Well, you know who's fucking overhyped and not as good as everybody thinks? Austin Reeves. Yeah, Austin Reeves. There's a whole bunch of reasons why y'all have overhyped and overvalued that little white kid and made him into something. It's such a feel-good story for the Lakers. That motherfucker is the latest Lin Sanity. That's all I'm going to say right now. Jeremy Lin had a little bit of while where he was just the best thing going in the NBA. Well, we saw that was a fad. That was a very fleeting thing. And people that think that Austin Reeves is going to be a badass for his whole entire career, you're crazy. You're crazy. That man's a Jeremy Lin. And they're going to find out even more and more as time goes on. There you go. There you go. Tom is laughing about it. That's right. Gabe Vincent not working out for them? Fine. That's great. I love the Lakers being a dumpster fire. And so do all the Spurs and the Nuggets and the Suns and the Warriors fans too. Let's see. Randolph saying, Lex, I am so turned off from a few other YouTubers that comment on the Raptors. Lex, I feel like our team is defying expectations. Front office coach and players told us it will take time. Too critical. Yeah. I mean, some ways, what people talk about and how they talk about things really betrays where they are in their life. If you're very negative all the time and you're just putting down things and never seeing the bright side of things, then that's your life and that's where you're from. So, really, when people talk about the Raptors, in some ways, they're betraying how they feel about their own life and themselves. And in some ways, we should turn the other cheek and just feel sorry for them, Randolph. You're like, oh, you poor soul. You must be so miserable to be so tortured and sad and upset, to be so critical of a basketball team like this. It really is kind of pathetic and sad. These people, and like I said, I talk about the joy and the love and the life about the whole thing. And that's why, because I'm a happy person, I really love the Raptors and I love things that are happening in my life. And well, some of these other people that make these channels or have content, they may be miserable in their lives. There could be all kinds of reasons why they're miserable. And it shows in the way they do their content. I'm really going to start saying that more and more. That it's not a reflection of the team, what these people are saying. It's a reflection of themselves. It really, really is. And so if you make content or you cover the Raptors in any kind of way, realize this. What you're doing with your content is a reflection of yourself. It's not necessarily a reflection of the reality with the Raptors, because a lot of times y'all are just making up bullshit. Trust me. Yeah. You go, Randolph. I love you, man. And that's right. Keep on being positive and happy. And, that's the best way to be, instead of being in the doldrums of critical bullshit all the time. That's right. We can be constructively critical and we can look at things realistically, but in some ways, we like to look at the bright side of things. And that's what we're doing here. NBA Quick Takes is saying, this year I'm enjoying Raptors games with very few expectations. It's fun. I know. In some ways, we should have been like this all along. Even with the championship, even with a really dominating good team, in some ways, we need to allow them to just succeed and fail the way they're supposed to, and stop having such a horse in the race in our own personal life. Seriously, we should be very pleased. Like, I don't know, I don't have children, but if I had a child and they had to go and do tests or they were in athletics and stuff like that, I wouldn't be like, you need to be the very, very, very best and you just have to be, or I'm not going to be happy with you. I would be like, you know what? I'm going to allow you to succeed and fail on your own, and I'll be there for you either way. And I hope you succeed, and I hope you're amazing at basketball, but there's no guarantees of that. And in some ways, you know what? Listen, I love you no matter what. And when you succeed, I succeed with you. And when you fail, I fail with you. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I'm totally about that. A kind of lower, no expectations for anything right now. Let Scott just be pleasantly surprising us and making us go, wow. And you will not be unhappy. You will not be unhappy. Cool Cat saying our inconsistent flow is still learning Darko's system. We sometimes refer to how we played under Nick Nurse. Naturally, it will take some time to become second nature. We have this season to learn. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's always a learning process constantly in the NBA. And hopefully they'll learn it to a consistent basis sooner than this whole season. And it is flowing a lot easier. In fact, I think they're already fast tracking this. Some of the problems we're seeing and some of the fixes, and then some of the new problems, and then some of the fixes to that are showing that these guys are cycling through things quickly and understanding. Now, one of the things we talked about is the point 0.5 offense being really quick, but also them doing it really slowly, like coming and moving around the court and kind of slower cuts and stuff. I really feel like once they really feel comfortable and understand where and what they're supposed to be bursting or cutting this way or that way, we'll see more direct, quicker cuts than some of the kind of half-ass kind of going through the motion cuts so far this season. It really is like getting it ingrained and understood second nature wise, so where they don't even have to think, well, this is the next logical part of the offensive system. Because right now I do think that there's a little bit of mind checking. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do, instead of it just being inherently the next protocol. Does that make sense? Yeah, I agree with this, Cool Cat. I think it's going to get better and better, and hopefully we'll see a really good job tonight. Shaq Lindsay saying, I love Pascal and would love to see him be a Raptor for life. He just has to get over his lack of confidence. As much as he talks like he's not lacking his game, his game shows when faced with adversity. Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, I don't think Siakam's that unconfident or anything. I think that it's just that I think everybody has natural biorhythms to their body and the way they get up or down. And sometimes we see Siakam at very high biorhythms where he can get like a 40-point game, but sometimes he may be a little bit more low energy on certain days, and it's just not there. Once again, a lot of Siakam's offensive struggles this year have been that he is the known top dog on our team, and that teams' defenses are keying on him, specifically the Sixers and Nick Nurse. He had two of his worst offensive games against the Sixers this season, and it really is because Nick knows him inside out. And that is what Nick does. He likes to take away the top player from the other side. So I don't really buy into like Siakam struggling so badly right now. I don't see this. I see him contributing in other ways than just scoring, and he's playing at a very high level right now. Casual viewers and not really knowing much about basketball people will just look and see his scoring totals, then they'll think he's having a down year. But I don't agree. I think he's actually playing very well right now. With the astute eye of most people, if they're really watching him, they'll see this. So I'm with you. I want to see him stick around, but I have no idea what's going to happen with him in the near future. But I do want him to succeed and get things going for us right now. And hopefully he can stick around. Cool Cat, like my country pipes. That was a made up song. That wasn't even a Weird Al parody of a song. That was just me making new country up about cowboy and the skillet. We're going to come into your town and kill it. Yeah, we're going to take you down Dallas to the ground. It's easy to make country parodies. That's right. Tom saying is so good. Maybe I need an album. Maybe I need to fucking make an album of some sort. I don't fucking know. I probably should make an album of some sort. I can write music. I know I would make a badass album, actually. Maybe I should really do this. Get serious about this for once. All right, let's see. Fiercely saying, I've seen Michael Malone give a chain after a Denver game, Sacramento as well. Yeah, this is a common thing. The chains going to people in the awards. You know, we've seen the WWF belts in the past with our team. It's just these chains now, and it's such a blingy chain. It's not like the one that I gave David and Evelyn. This has got some extra layers to it, and it looks like it's got some heft. And it is all Darko's doing, revealed by Dennis yesterday. Yeah, Darko brought the chain, Darko's chain. But yeah, other teams do this too, and that I mean, it's smart. In some ways, you want to give these guys something fun to try and achieve. You know, as they said, the training camp can get boring, so you know, give them something fun for practice, something to go for. Maybe get some even more energized or doing some good stuff on the court when they know there's a prized chain that they can get. And who's going to get that chain next? And it's like they were saying, Dennis, you're going to get that chain next? He's like, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I love Dennis's attitude. He's like, some nights I will shoot a lot of shots because the team needs me to, but some nights I won't take any shots. And it's whatever. I don't care. That's the way we wanted this to be. In some ways, Fred would never have been like that last year, where he's going to say, I can take no shots and we'd be fine. No, Fred needed to take shots all the time. But Dennis, in some ways, he can play in a way where he doesn't take any shots and he's absolutely effective on the defensive end and passing it to the other guys. Yeah, he's a leader in the NBA and assists for a reason, y'all. And I love having a real point guard. I really, really do. David's saying Scotty's posting 28, 15, and 10 and 5 blocks tonight. I love it. That's a great stat line, David. I love that stat line so much. That's a nasty stat line. Scotty's breaking more and more records as a Raptor and just in general making amazing stat accumulations for his age in the history of the NBA also. So there's a lot of cool stuff happening with Scott and what he's achieving right now. Definitely. Cool Cat saying it would be nicer for OG to get the chain next. It would be nice for the chain to go through all the core players without repeat, build morale better in competition. I get what you're saying. Well, so far, we've had Siakam get it in the Milwaukee game last Wednesday, and Scotty got it in San Antonio on Sunday. Well, these guys got to go earn it, and we'll have to see. You know, Darko may be very likely to give it to Anunoby for a good defensive effort. It could be, if he does a really good job on Luca tonight, that he does get the chain for that. I mean, I would love him to see him reward not just like being the scorer and taking us home, but the all-round really good winning plays on both ends of the court. And OG is definitely the guy on the defensive end for sure. Mugarbe is saying, good morning, Raptors Freaks. We need Scotty and Pascal and OG to shine. Let's go. You go, Mugarbe. I seen you in the Raptors Tonight chats the last couple games, fighting the good fight the Raptors Freak would, and just being positive and keeping your head held high and being a badass in those chats, Mugarbe. We love you, and thank you for fighting the good fight in the Raptors Tonight chats with idiots. And I appreciate you. I really do. MSJ saying, David, whoa, but I can see it. You can see that. I mean, that's may have sounded crazy last year. Somebody say, I'm gonna predict Scotty's getting 28, 15, and 10 with 5 blocks. And you'd be like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I hope so. But this is actually realistic at this point. So I love it. I love it. Shaq Lindsay saying, remember COVID in Florida? What? Maybe a new system and not having Fred maybe it might be a challenge for him. Maybe hope he gets over it. Are you talking about Coloco? COVID. Remember COVID in Florida? Maybe a new system and not having Fred might be a challenge for him. Hope he gets over it. You're talking about Siakam, maybe. That's interesting. I don't know. Siakam's going to be fine. Hopefully, Coloco's going to be fine. Chua's going to be back tonight. All good things for them. David's saying, Cool Cat sounds like Kendall Jenner. Kendall Jenner? Who? Why are we bringing up Kendall Jenner? Cool Cat saying, no more star treatment of LeBron. The league are ready to find the new face. That's right. You've expired your superstar card, golden boy card. You actually should have retired last year. You're in your 21st year. We only give this to you for 20 years. Now you're on your own, old man. No more golden boy calls. We're trying to anoint the new future, and you're the past, bro. So yeah, discard him with the rubbish. That's right, LeBron. You do not get with team matchups. Pascal needs his number called. The others have to do grunt work. Pascal has to score. I really hope we can infuriate Luca into a meltdown. Beat him up a bit. He hates that. Yeah, he's very expressive with his faces. But, like, what did he do the other day? He got a tech and he went like this. He went just like that at the ref after his tech. That was hilarious. I think you're right. I think that in some ways we need to prop Siakam up offensively in our system a little bit more. They've said, yeah, we got to find him more. Darko's saying that. We need to help Siakam, is what he said. We need to help Siakam get his. And as teammates, we need to find him and put him in the spots where he likes to get it because he's too good of a player to not go to that well and utilize it. And I agree with this. Dennis, you need to do that as a point guard. And now the other guys need to do it too. And Siakam, you know what? You need to be aggressive too and be looking for those spots and taking them. In some ways, I've seen you passive about like going and taking your mismatch advantages and kind of letting them slide by you. So I want to see this much more focused with your energy. Like if you get that ball, go right into your motion. I want to see you kind of deciding what to do. I want you to be very direct and very decisive and going right into like, this is what I'm doing. I'm taking this to you and I'm making this off this spin this way with my left hand off the glass. Boom. I want to see that kind of stuff from Siakam. Very, very motivated, very directed, and very, very like on purpose, very like meticulous. Like he's not fucking around. Like that is him showing like I'm doing exactly this and I'm going to make sure that the basket goes through. That's what I want from him. That's the thing like, exactly what we talked about with Scott with the step back three just a little bit ago. Scott was like, I'm taking this. I'm doing this, even defying the coach and saying, yeah, I'm going to do a step back three and tie the game. And they were like, okay. And he did it. That's what I want Siakam to do. I want Siakam to override things and say, listen, guys, I'm going to do a spin move and I'm going to make this no matter what. See, sometimes he does his moves and he doesn't finish or he's just a little bit short. And I know sometimes it's because he's double teamed. He's fouled. There's all kinds of different reasons. But if you're going to be a number one guy that's deadly and is a very dependable person, you got to make those shots with purpose and intent. And it has to come through. Like when I watch it, I'm be like, Siakam made that happen. He wanted that and he made that happen. And that's part of what I want from him to graduate to the next level is to show that he can guide this game the way he wants to by controlling it. And in some ways, it's like he leaves it up to chance. It's almost like he does the spin. And then when he flips it up, it's like 50% going in or not. And you cannot tell whether it's going to go in or not for sure. Do you understand what I'm describing here and the difference between that and Scotty doing the step back three and why I'm like, I want Siakam to be more like controlling is what I'm saying. In some ways, he has the aptitude and the ability and the amazing talent to burn people regularly. And in some cases, I see him leaving food on the plate. He's not eating it all up like he could be, is what I'm saying. Yeah, I want to infuriate Luca. Butthole face for Luca. That's what's prescribed. Cool Cat's laughing. What is she laughing about? She is laughing about David. You want Lex to be banned from the channel or YouTube? I'm not touching the K family. Yeah, no, we ain't got nothing to do with them. Once again, that C word goes with that K word, that Kardashian family. We ain't got nothing to do with any of that since Prince Humphreys. No need to have nothing to do with none of them. No, we don't. No, we don't. David's saying all we have to do is guard Luca, and then he starts crying. This is the summer that Luca got in shape. That was the whole thing. Everybody's like, he's such a doughboy. He doesn't work out. And, but he actually worked out this summer and actually got in fairly good shape this year. So that kind of says that he may have a better year this year than ever in the NBA because he actually came in shape and not all doughy and fat boyish, it'll be interesting to see how he is. I don't know. I want him crying too. NBA Quick Takes is saying Ham not doing a good job with the Lakers. The honeymoon is over. This is what happens. He did a good job last year and everybody loved him. Everybody's like, Darvin Ham. In some ways, Darvin's got really bad timing because that Milwaukee job was his. But he did too good with the Lakers. In some ways, you should have fucked up with the Lakers so you could have gone and taken the Milwaukee Bucks coaching job this summer because that was what the plan was with the Bucks. I know it was. The Lakers came and stole him. And then he was working out with the Lakers. Well, now it's not working out so much. Now you missed your chance with the Bucks. Well, if Griff doesn't work out, maybe you do still get that Bucks job in a year or two, Darvin Ham. I don't know. But yeah, this is interesting. Darvin Ham could do no wrong last year. It was just loved. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad Darvin Ham's coaching the Lakers. Well, this year's a little different. It's a little different this year. Cool guest saying gone for an hour. Duty calls. We'll see if you're still going when I finish. That was at 10. It's 10:17. So we'll see. I don't know if I'll still be going by then. We'll see. MSJ saying David, OG needs to give Luca a good concho. If you know, you know. Concho? That sounds like a weird a martial arts move. Is that like some jujitsu move? Like give him a concho. Concho. Is it like you cup your hand like a conch shell and you concho him into the ear and you burst his eardrum? Is that a concho? Concho! Ah! Butthole face! Whoa! Shaq Lindsay saying, plus, Siakam hasn't played with a certified center. Pascal's game is from the inside out. Having Siakam might be an adjustment. These guys are best friends. You should be able to play with your best friend on the team, Siakam. There's no spacing problems with Jakob and Pascal. They just need to talk about it. And when they figure it all out together as friends, it'll be all fine. In fact, we're already seeing improvements with the spacing the last couple games. With this big thing that everybody's talking about, oh, the spacing's all screwed up with Siakam and Jakob both on the Raptors. These guys are smart guys. They can kind of figure it out. Jakob needs to run over the side and get out of the fucking way so Siakam make his shots. He can do that. Hello, he's smart. He wants to help. It's not like he's an asshole. He's just going to be like, yeah, I'm going to stand in the paint the whole time, Siakam, so you can't do your spin moves or any of your isolation stuff. I hate you, Jakob. You were so much cooler when we were rookies. I know, you got big money and I'm jealous. No, there's nothing like that going on. Jakob will say, yes, Siakam, I'll get out of the way so I can help you succeed. So, yeah, I never got that particular criticism of the Raptors team and its build that these guys cause spacing problems. What the fuck is that? Whatever. These guys can adjust the way they play and the spacing problems go away. It's so dumb, so dumb. Fiercely saying the league seems to push for Tatum, Anthony, or Wemby. No consideration for Jokic or Luca, who have put incredible numbers. This is interesting. I mean, there's golden boys, and they do put different people on blast. Tatum, definitely. Tatum, for sure. Joel Embiid is another one that's way over blast in some ways. Those guys are all put on blast. Jokic, they would market him better and more if he was cooperating, but in some ways he isn't, and I love him for it. You go, Nikola Jokic. The truth is known by NBA fans. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the league. In fact, some people are saying that it's not even close. That this may be similar to the years with LeBron, where he was like head and shoulders above the whole rest of the league, and that Nikola kind of has that spacing from number 2 right now. Some people say, what are you talking about? Joel Embiid's numbers are so awesome right now. He's so amazing, Lex. He's way closer to Nikola. Bullshit. Bullshit. Stats are one thing, but winning is another. And Joel, yeah, you're winning now, but in some ways you have not proven anything until I see you get past a certain round in the playoffs. So yeah, you ain't nothing. You pretender, Joel and bitch. That's right. That's right. Mugarbe's saying, "Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lex, you and Chev are the only YouTube channels that talk more positive than negative. Lex, just keep it up because the moment you get negative, I'm out." Oh shit. I want that tightrope. Listen, Mugarbe, I'll only be negative if it's warranted. And I don't want any rules like this. I'll stay positive. You know I will. I'm going to do things a certain way. But I appreciate that. I appreciate being in Chev's company. I know Chev's been on fire lately with really funny content coming out and just great diatribes and tirades about NBA things and the Raptors. We love you, Chev. Raptors Freak Family loves NBA Chev. There's a lot of crossover and fandom between my channel and his channel, and we love you, Chev. You keep doing what you're doing. I promise, Mugarbe, if I'm overly negative, please warn me first instead of you're going out and tell me. Say, Lex, you're not being positive enough for how I like you to be. Just warn me. Sometimes I need that canary in the coal mine, Mugarbe. So please stick with me. And if I do go on a negative tip, corral me and correct me, please. Because I might need a voice of reason one day, and it might be yours. It might be yours. Fiercely saying, laugh out loud at David. Let's bet how many times Luca will cry for fouls tonight. I say 8. Yeah, I don't know. He usually cries about 3 or 4 times. We'll see if he gets a technical. How about that? What are the FanDuel odds on Luca Doncic getting a technical tonight? They're pretty good, probably. With the annoyance of the Raptors defense stymieing him. Yeah, that's probably going to make it a pretty high percentage that he's going to get a technical tonight. NBA Quick Takes is saying, real rap. I could do like a rap parody, or not a parody, or just an impromptu rap song too. But I think I might be spent on my creativity off the top of my head with singing right now. After that country song about Cowboy and the Skillet. We're coming to your town and kill it. We got the cowboy and skillet. I'm gonna make an album. MSJ saying, I don't get the Austin Reeves stuff. He's decent, but if there's an American white dude who is the next great hope, so to speak, Pat Bev said it in part. Chet is the one. Pat Bev said he's got it. I think you're right on this. Like in some ways, that makes more sense, and it's true. They want a white guy, and if he's American, obviously, because they can't take Nikola or Luca in this way. They want a white guy. They need a Larry Bird. It's Austin Reeves. No, it's not. No, it's not. And in some ways, I will say it's probably not Chet either, even though y'all love Chet. And some of y'all are like, wow, he's probably more Chet than it is Austin. I will say that. I will say that. Carlos saying, good morning, Raptor Freak fam. Good morning to you, Carlo JS. A great, upstanding, positive Raptor Freak. We love you, Carlo. David saying at Fiercey, I'm feeling an injection, to be honest. If we guard him like Wemby, Luca will be calling mommy at halftime for real. He will be calling mommy. David, I feel like we just went back to like first grade and made a first grade insult right there. But I'm going to give you a dunk for it. He's going to be calling mommy. Oh, so good. So good. All right. Yeah. David's saying dap to Carlo JS. Bam, 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 bam. All right. Kareem saying league owners voted to admit the new team with the team's name coming from the 1957-73 TV Western Maverick. There's your useless information of the day. Fucking lames. No Maverick can beat a dinosaur. That's James Garner, isn't it? He starred in Maverick, the TV show. I think it was James Garner of Rockford Files fame. Yeah, Maverick. A Maverick is someone who goes against the grain. Somebody like Mark Cuban, who very much is like, he's a Maverick. In fact, he's a perfect owner of the Mavericks because he's such a Maverick with his insulin stuff he's doing right now. Thank you, Mark Cuban, for making reasonably priced insulin for Americans in this crazy ass healthcare system. You're a Maverick for doing that. I saw a Wired clip of Mark Cuban yesterday. I subscribed to Wired, which is a YouTube channel, and they do like famous people answering YouTube or Google search questions. And they had Mark Cuban on there, and it was like mogul service or something like that is what he's calling it. He said that if there's one thing he can change in this whole entire world in the NBA is the officials. He said he would change the officials by far. He would change the officials of the NBA if he could change anything about the NBA right away. Really cool, interesting conversation or answers by Mark Cuban in that Wired thing. A lot of it about business, him talking about like how to be a good business and successful, but also a little bit about basketball and his Dallas Mavericks. Yeah, he's a real Maverick. He really is. And honestly, I really like Mark Cuban. I think that he's really good for the league. He has been this whole time. A thorn in their side, kind of whining and crying about their refereeing. Well, he's gotten stuff happen for him in some ways. His politicizing about the refs has been very healthy for the league. And I hope he continues to do this. He doesn't do it as like he used to. He's not catching the fines like crazy anymore. But yeah, he's probably still on the inside, helping with the competition committee and the referees, trying to shape how they do things. And I commend you for it. Any way you can make this league more fair and stop having golden boy treatment, Mark Cuban, I applaud you for it. I applaud you for it. That's great factoids, Kareem Thomas. I'm liking how you're coming in with the meaning of the names lately, talking about the Spurs being a little piece of metal that you dig into the side of a horse. And now we find out where the name Maverick came from a television show starring James Garner. Yeah, that's awesome. Good stuff, Kareem. I love it. All right, let's see. Superfan Mo saying Raptors Today crew pumping up Ron Harper for season play Friday, November the 10th versus Atlanta College Park Skyhawks. And I'm actually home for it, which is very rare. Yeah, we're going to have our Raptors 905 season starting up next week. I think the first game is on that Thursday when we're at the meet and greet at Real Jerk. So they're going to have the 905 games starting up real fast. We have a very, very talented 905 team this year. And I'm not going to settle for them being a half-ass team this year. No way y'all should be 500 with the talent that you have on your 905 this year, Eric Khoury. So you better be like an 800 or 700 team. I'm telling you right now, your team is too damn good. That if it is like a middling 500 team, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing, Eric Khoury? You got Justice Winslow, Maker, Mohamedou Gueye. You got Marquise Noel. You got Ron Harper Jr. You got Daryl Morsell. You got David O'Banner. You've got all these really good players on your 905 this year. You might even get Grady Dick sometimes. So fucking win this year. No half-assed 500 ball like you did last year. No. You better be winning this year, Eric Khoury. I'm judging you on this because you have a stacked team. You better be winning. Fiercely saying, David, ejection seems realistic, especially for him. Indeed. And we'll have to see. In some ways, he's a golden boy himself. And they don't want to eject him just in case, the people that tuned in to watch him turn the TV off once he goes out of the game. So it's not likely he'll get ejected, but it's very likely he'll get a technical. Very, very likely. Fiercey's laughing. Luca equals a crybaby. Loic's here. All right, Spurs fans here. We're piling on Mavericks right now. We're calling Luca Doncic a crybaby. I'm sure you could get behind that. Old Texas two-step we've got going on here, playing y'all last Sunday, and now we got Dallas tonight. Yeah, we're putting them down. We're coming in there with Cowboy and his iron skillet. We're coming there to kill it with Cowboy and iron skillet. Yeah. Khoury say, we smoking Cuban cigars tonight. All right. Yeah, Fidel. Viva la revolution. Yeah. All right, let's see. Fiercely saying, sometimes I'm so stupid, I make myself laugh. Fiercely saying, bonjour, Loic. Comment ça va? The fam is happy to see you. You're a cool Spurs fan. Come on, top out too, Loic. Je m'appelle Alexis. Zutalor. Yeah, I know. Poo. Let's see. Monique saying the ice bath story was hilarious between Dennis and Otto. Oh, yeah. Thanks for bringing this up. Dennis talking about how LeBron taught him how to ice his body while playing for the Lakers. And he's like, how can you go wrong with LeBron? He's been playing 21 years. He must be doing something right with his health and his body, his icing procedure. Well, Dennis stole LeBron's icing procedure, and that's why he does what he does. And he does it after every practice. In fact, we saw it on his Instagram yet 2 days ago, him sitting out of the practice with the ice on his legs. Well, they were talking about who has more ice between him and Otto Porter being a vet. And Dennis saying that Otto still has more ice on him. But this has been something that actually is really helpful in rejuvenating him between games and practices is this ice treatment that LeBron does. In fact, I think that's a real secret to his success as far as like being able to take the grind of FIBA this summer and then go right into the NBA season at such a high level. And he's playing so well. Dennis, whatever you're doing to keep yourself intact and in good shape and healthy, it's working. You keep going with that ice treatment that LeBron does. Thank you, Monique, for bringing that up. I'm glad you brought it up. I like talking about that. Loic saying, bien et toi? Good. And you, at Fiercely Salsera, be careful. Luca crying Doncic is a potential MVP so far. Yeah, he's always up there. Some people say you need to be two sides of the ball, though, to be really an MVP. And in some ways, Luca's defensive side is lacking. In fact, this is the knock on some of the Western Conference teams that I'll say, particularly Dallas and Phoenix, that, they've got a lot of offensive firepower, very, very talented top stars on their teams. But do they have the dog that plays defense? Do they have the other side of the ball that matters when it matters at the end of the game? And the Spurs showed against the Suns in Phoenix twice already this season that their defensive acumen and where they play may hurt them. And I feel like this Dallas is a similar team to Phoenix in this way, that they're not as good on the other end. Sure, Dwight Powell's an amazing defensive player, and he may be their best one, but overall, they're not a good defensive team. And they're going to be similar to Phoenix as far as such good offensive juggernauts, but maybe on the other side of the ball, they're real easy to score on at the same time. I love that y'all beat Phoenix 2 games already in Phoenix. I love that so much. You go Spurs, and you go beat Kevin and the Phoenix Suns like that. That was awesome. I love that. Let's see. Quick Takes is saying Siakam and Barnes won't work together. They're goddamn together, but not great. They're good together, but not great. Maybe, I don't know. There's the jury's still out on this, and I don't agree with this. I think that Siakam and him work real well. I mean, we see they're very similar. They can both do either one. They can either be the passer or the scorer, and flip it. You can flip it either way. Siakam can feed Scotty. Scotty can feed Siakam. I don't really see. I don't know. In some ways, it's not working exactly right now. Sure, but there's still a lot of chance that it could work really, really well, like in the next couple weeks. Still, Kareem saying at Quick Takes, all things take time to develop. Yeah, just like what I just said. If you're ready to make this final conclusion after 8 games, then you're not a real fan of the Raptors. I just threw 100 miles per hour past you for your first strike. I'm not going to give him a strike for that because in some ways the jury's out on this subject. And he could be right in the end. But I think it is a little too early, too, like Kareem's saying. This is too early. We got to give him a chance. And the timeline that we set up doesn't matter. It's the timeline that Bobby and Masai and Darko and the team setting up for things and how they decide things. MSJ saying the concho is from Japan. Look it up. Laugh out loud. Fastball. Okay, I don't know. I don't want to look something up right now. Shaq Lindsay saying, what are the Clippers doing? They were on a run. Harden is like the straw that broke the camel's back. George will be on another team next year, mark my words. Well, that's their choice. Steve Ballmer's crazy. Steve Ballmer's nuts. Listen to the way that man talks and the way he's so crazy. He is an idiot. And obviously, he doesn't understand how to win. He just wants to copy other people's tests. He copied the Raptors test, and he tried to get Kawhi and Norman and Serge and do a little bit of a Raptors West. Well, it didn't work. And now he's trying to collect like a Fab Four with these 4 amazing players all on the same team. Well, I don't think this is going to work either. And I think you're right, Shaq Lindsay. Clippers were doing fine before they made this deal. And in some ways, James Harden will always be what he is. He'll show up and he'll screw things up. They can't count on any of these guys in the playoffs next year. I wish the Clippers could do really good this year and get deep in the playoffs and eliminate some teams like the Lakers and the Warriors. But I don't think they will because honestly, do you really trust James Harden or Kawhi Leonard or Russell Westbrook or Paul George to be available or playing at a high level around the playoffs? Do you? No, I don't. That's exactly when all these guys disappear altogether all at once. So, yeah, I wish that I could believe in the Clippers, but them getting Harden may actually have gotten them worse. And I agree with Shaq Lindsay. Loic saying, I'm sad that Nando De Colo didn't stick with Toronto. Do you know that when he came back to Europe in Russia, he was a 2-time EuroLeague and Finals MVP? We just got rid of the Nando De Colo exception that we've been holding on to for like a decade. Last year, we had to do it to clean the books up to make some room, but we were holding on to his rights Up until like last year, we had Nando De Colo still on our books, and we were paying him just a slight bit to keep. I don't know why they did this, but they kept the Nando De Colo rights for a long time. But they had to renounce them last year for the first time in like 10 years. Yeah, that's funny. You bring his name up. He was playing at FIBA for France, and he wasn't that bad. He's definitely up there now. He's very, I think he's like 40 at this point. So it's not like he's coming back. NBA quick take saying at Kareem. I've been saying it since last year, and I stand by it that they can't play together. And quick takes is also saying Siakam and Barnes will not be together long. I'll put my money on it. 3 strikes. Yeah, I'm not giving any strikes. He's just voicing an opinion, and in some ways, I hope he's wrong. I hope he's wrong, and I hope Kareem's right. But we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. Quick takes is fine to have a quick take. It's in his name. Loic saying Cooper Flag is the next ex future White Hope. No, I don't know. I haven't seen enough of him. I don't pay attention to college. I just heard this G.I. Joe named young man coming up. And I'm like, wow, what accessories does he have? Does he have a little M16 in a backpack? He put in a little helmet? Is he like Grunt? Is he like a Flash or a Zap? Is he like an original G.I. Joe, Cooper Flag? It sounds like it. Is he the character that you get when you buy the aircraft carrier? You get the USS Flag with Cooper Flag driving it? I don't know. That name sounds like a G.I. Joe name to me. All I know is it could be a G.I. Joe. I don't know anything about college football or college basketball. Cooper Flag, he's playing for Duke, I hear. Is he going to Duke? Yeah, maybe he is this next guy. I don't know. Maybe Grady is that guy. What if Grady is the next great white American hope, but he's on the Canadian team? Oh my gosh. The most marketable great young Americans. Scotty Barnes and Grady Dick play for Toronto. Fiercely saying Lex is never negative, but I remember you were sad last week after a loss. I felt the same way, but it is what it is. We support the team no matter what, and Raptorsfreak Channel is a safe space to vent and share. That's right. That's right. And we have the right intentions. See, some of the things, the problem in the Raptors fan nation is there's a lot of people out there with very bad intentions, with like not good intentions for the Raptors, and they call themselves Raptor fans. Well, in some ways, we kind of want to get the bona fide real ones. And you can't hang out in here and be with us all positive and like this. If you're a negative fan or you hate the Raptors down low, you will get sick of us. You'll be like, you guys are homers. What you guys, you are all so crazy and delusional. These people would be saying shit like that about us. Well, that's how we keep them out. We stay the way we are, and this is the way real fans should be. Like, fandom is this what we're doing here. This is the way. We're not doing anything extra special than other fandoms and across sports anywhere else. It's just that the Raptors have a toxic fan nation that is really, really critical, negative, negging, gaslighting. Some of it is not people that are really basketball fans. They're more hockey fans, and they fucking dump on basketball just conveniently whenever they feel like it. There's all kinds of different slants and problems with Raptors fan nation. And we just wanted to give that alternative and a place for people that are like us to be able to hang out and do this. Exactly what Fiercey's saying. Now, I'll be negative. I can be sad. I can be angry. But it's usually a reason that's for the Raptors and in their best interest. Then like, oh, I'm just mad at the team and they suck, and I'll tell everybody to stop watching them. Yeah, I'll tell the casuals to stop watching them. If you don't like them losing and you don't really want to ride or die with them, just fucking go away. But the real ones, like you guys, I know you're going to watch them anyway. And, you know, we really love our team, and that's what we are all about. Some people, I don't understand what their motives are. Like some people just want to make Raptors content for clicks, and they may be only trying to do it to make money. My motive is not anything like that. My motive is to just provide this time and opportunity for a space like this. Shaq is saying there's no way I would trade Zach LaVine for Hero if I was Miami. They both play the same. No defense. Zach is just overpaid. Yeah, that's hilarious. And you know what? You're right. Those guys are very similar players, and I agree with this. Shaq Lindsay's coming in with the heat today, y'all. He's got some fastballs too, Kareem. Shaq Lindsay's also saying, DeMar don't sign no extension. Your ship is going to sink. DeMar, come back home. Laugh out loud. Water under the bridge. Get on our sturdy ship. I don't know. In some ways, I don't like going back in history. And I don't think DeMar would ever come back here. He can't trust the Messiah at this point. He really, really can't. They may be cool, and he's fine with everything. But in some ways, we don't want to revisit this in some ways. In some ways, DeMar doesn't help us with what we're doing right now. He's a really good player. Don't get me wrong. And I love DeMar DeRozan. But at this point, I don't think he would help us at this point still. And that we just need to continue to have. I'd like to see him go maybe back to San Antonio. That would be awesome. If he was able to somehow, some way get back to San Antonio and play with Wemby and them, that would be cool. Loic, would you be happy if DeRozan showed back up on your team again? I don't know. Maybe not. Spurs fans may be like, yeah, we like DeRozan. He was great. But in some ways, we don't want him to take away from Keldon Johnson or Wemby or Sohan or something like that. I don't know. Let's see. Fiercely saying LeBron will play until he's 50. Laugh out loud. You know, in some ways, I wonder when he's going to retire. In some ways, he could play another 5 years. But also, it's like, all right, he has that plan. He wants to play with Bronny. Bronny's schedule when he gets in, maybe he'll play like 1 or 2 seasons with Bronny, and then he retires. There's also the whole looming deadline of expansion. I'm going to tell you, a lot of what LeBron does with his career and where he retires will have to do with the Las Vegas expansion team when it's granted to the NBA, because he wants to be the straight up owner of that team. And in some ways, he can't own that team while he's still playing. So the coinciding of when LeBron retires may have a lot to do with Bronny, and also when the Las Vegas expansion team is granted and starting to come around. That may be when we see LeBron shift from being a player to being an owner of the Las Vegas new expansion NBA team. So let's see. Loic saying, Je suis heureux de connaître ta chaîne, Alexis. I'm happy to know your channel. That's awesome. You didn't have to translate. I knew what you said. I knew what you said. No, I didn't. Quick Takes is saying, we'll see. We'll see. I want to be wrong about Siakam and Barnes. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Who's we'll see? Will Calhoun, drummer of Living Color. Yeah, I love Living Color. William Calhoun, a great drummer. We'll see. That's right. Fiercely saying Steve Ballmer is extremely hyped and excited when he speaks. He was describing his new facility. You could sense the sparkles and joy. It was exhausting to watch and to hear. Laugh out loud. And that's why you put all the extra stars in there, because he's so extra. When you're talking about him, Fiercely, you have to add emoji stars to it. Yeah, I know. He's weird. Like, he is so enthusiastic. He's like, we've got so many bathrooms in our new arena in LA. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of glad they're getting their own plays and getting the fuck away from the Lakers. In some ways, it wasn't right for them. In some ways, they were getting a lot of detriments from being the second banana team in the crypto arena. This is good. This is a smart move by Ballmer. And, maybe they have too many bathrooms to people ratio or something is what I'm hearing, that he built a lot of bathrooms in this new arena. And maybe he's just crazy. He's just woo, and he's slapping people's legs. And yeah, Steve Ballmer is like Mark Cuban. I like that kind of owner. There's kind of eccentric and weird and crazy and very passionate. But in some ways, he's too much. He definitely is too much, Fiercey. He's definitely too much. In some ways, Steve Ballmer's energy needs to be on a late night infomercial. That's where it needs to be. I feel like he should be like doing ShamWow commercials. Don't you feel like that? Like, wherever did that ShamWow guy go? The ShamWow guy, you remember that guy late at night? Vince, the ShamWow guy? Well, maybe they need Steve Ballmer to come in and be the ShamWow guy at like 3 a.m. on one of the channels, like 13 on cable channel here in Toronto. ShamWow. Hi, I'm Steve Ballmer, owner of the Clippers. And boy, were the Clippers a mess before I showed up. But I brought ShamWow. And with one nice sweep, you can just get up any spill, like a spill that my team was after Donald Sterling. Yeah, that man needs to be on late night infomercials. Yeah, it'd be awesome. Such enthusiasm. He really sells the product. MSJ saying Loic Cooper Flag could be him too. How old is he? 17? But I really think OG has studied up on Luca. He's going to cause him issues. Well, he's done stuff to Luca in the past. I've seen OG tie up Luca in the past. He can do it, and he will. He will again. Kyrie's the one I worry more about tonight. Because Irving has we've had no answer for him. Well, let's hopefully see Dennis do a little bit better against him this year, with Dennis being our starting point guard now. So yeah. David's saying sick. Yeah, G.I. Joe. That's right. Cooper Flag. Dun, dun, dun. That's right. Get that aircraft carrier, the USS Flag with Cooper Flag. Driving it. So silly, man. I don't know why I go on these tangents. It's crazy. Look, saying at MSJ, he's going to turn 17 on December 21st. Y'all are talking about a minor. Y'all are coveting a minor, you perverts. Nah, he's not even an adult yet. Y'all leave him alone. Let him be his life yet. Cooper Flag, G.I. Joe specialist, aircraft carrier driver. Yeah. David saying, sup, Loic? Bam, bam. Yeah, we love our Spurs fan. That's right. Spurs Nation, represent. Let's go, Wemby. Wembayama. The future is here, bitches. And you can't handle the length. You can't handle the length. That's what Jack Nicholson said in that movie. Yeah. David saying, amateur hour sports has gone off the deep end. Worse than fuckface. He's worse than fuckface now. Amateur hour sports. That's sad. I hate to see these great Raptors content people go rogue and go crazy. Oren Weisfeld, a little not as good recently with some of his bullshit he's doing. Don't be like Aaron Rose, Oren Weisfeld. He's not who you want to emulate. Trust me. Aaron Ben Rose is an idiot. That man is the TMZ of Raptors reporters. And in some ways, you do not want to be like him. You want to be more like Samson. Okay, Oren? So mimic Samson and Savannah and people like that, and not so much Aaron Ben Rose or even Louis Zatzman. Don't even mimic him. Seriously. No. Stay away from them. Stay away from them, Warren Weisfeld. I'm telling you, young man. And David, he's doing the dab to David. Loic, you just gave him the dab. You know what? I'm going to give Loic a dunk. We're giving our Spurs friend a dunk today. You're on the dunk list now. Spurs have got a dunk. I'm going to say it's a Tim Duncan dunk. All right, let's see. David's saying the Sham Wow guy is the GOAT. You like Vince? You remember Vince? Hi, I'm Vince from Sham Wow. Sham Wow. Yeah, I remember that guy. That dude was definitely on cocaine. Yeah. NBA takes saying 6-7 in the East. Stand by it. 6 and 7 in the East. Who? Oh, 6 or 7 seed in the East. You're talking about for us? I like it. Cool Cat saying after watching Serbia play in FIBA, can you imagine how Raptors would be whizzing around on the court when players are comfy, excited, and looking forward to that phase? Yeah. We get more accustomed to FIBA style cutting and everything. It's going to become more and more second nature. In some ways, the good vibes and the laughs at practice portend to trusting each other more on the court. And that is a huge part of chemistry, is trusting that you guys going to catch it, trusting you guys going to make it, trusting that, those kind of things. And we need more trust. In some ways, the trust for Raptors to make open shots when you pass it to them so you get the assist was not there last year. And this year it's getting better. So we really want to garner more trust between teammates that if you're going to pass it to somebody, you're going to set somebody up, that they're going to make it and be successful. So there's trust being built around the Raptors roster right now. And some of it is built through goodwill and laughs and happiness. Look saying, sorry, I didn't look, but is Toronto still in the NBA Cup race? Well, this just started. We haven't had our first game yet. For some reason, they're putting us off. I don't think you guys have had your first game either. In fact, I don't know when you guys have your first in-season tournament game, but we don't have ours until a week from this Friday. So we still have 10 days before we have our first in-season tournament game. We got 4, and they're like 2 in 2 weeks. 4 in 2 weeks. We have all of them stacked and like really quick. There's like a Friday and then a Tuesday and then a Friday and then a Tuesday, right in a row is when we're going to play our in-season tournament. So we're not out yet. I know when you lose one, you're pretty much out. Yeah, once you lose one of the games, you're probably out and you're not going to win. But no, we're still in it because we haven't even played yet. We played Boston for the first one, and I'll be at that game with Tom Duke and the Saborans and some other of the Raptor freaks that are on this channel right now. We'll be there in person to see the first ever NBA in-season tournament game the Raptors play against the Boston Celtics a week from this Friday. Yeah, we won't fuck up the Celtics. Better not be no Ed Malloy reffing. I've said that many times. I'm going to say it again right now. David's saying, hey, did you see that my profile picture for the Yahoo Fantasy got that chain on display with that Raptor Freak shirt? Look at that. All right, I'm going to go look at it. David's got a new picture for his team on the team, and it's a picture of him with his championship chain from winning, and he's also wearing his Raptor Freak shirt. Oh, my gosh. David is a badass. He's 2-0, and he's the number 1 team in our fantasy league right now. You go, David. You kicked my ass. You kicked my ass. I love that picture. That's awesome. I'm going to give you a dunk for representing like that with the chain and the shirt. That's awesome. Let's see. Loic saying Dennis was so good during FIBA World Cup, a real leader. It's translating right now, too. He's translated into being that same kind of leader for us. And in some ways, Jakob Poeltl's starting to look like some of those big German guys on the German team and some of the motions. Doesn't it look like that, Loic? I love FIBA play. I love the passing. I know you have an affinity for it too. You know, people like Tony Parker, Boris Diaw, great passers from France. And now you got Victor Wembanyama. And I know that Popovich has always valued European style stuff and having European kind of people around the team, like Darko, who was a part of y'all's organization for quite a while as a advanced scout for the team in Europe. He was scouting for the Spurs in Europe for many years. But yeah, Dennis is really looking like the Dennis at FIBA World Cup at times. We see him do certain plays, and it really is the same kind of confidence and way he carries himself as far as the leadership and making shots, looking for other guys and getting them to make shots, and just carrying and running the team in a very, very smart leadership veteran way. And yeah, I agree with this. He's showing good leadership just like at FIBA right now. And I love that it's carried over. In some ways, I was hoping that would happen, but I didn't know exactly what the translation would be in the conversion rate of FIBA leadership and what he did to like the NBA season this year. But a lot of it is actually converting the way that it did there. It's not exactly the same level as far as him being MVP and taking over and carrying water for Germany this summer. There's other guys doing it, but he's definitely facilitating and playing within the flow of the game. That's a big part of what these Raptors have to do right now is play within the flow of the game and what comes naturally to them, especially Schroeder and Anunoby. Those two guys have been doing an excellent job at this. They're not going in an awkward way out of bounds with what they're trying to do offensively. It's all within the scheme of things, and it's fitting with the flow of the game. Now, if we saw them trying to do shit that was like, whoa, that's like, that doesn't really fit, that seems selfish, we'd call it out. But that's not what's happening here. And I love that. I love that about those two guys in particular. Yeah, those two guys in particular. Cool Cat saying, I didn't realize Dennis is in his 11th season. We have a seasoned point guard vet on our team with varied experiences. We are lucky after Lowry to have him after Lowry has moved on. Yeah. 11 seasons. He's no slouch. In some ways, he's matured like a fruit on a tree to be a starting point guard from being a dubiously, maybe a starter if you need him in spots, but mostly bench backup point guard for most of his career. They asked him a lot of questions yesterday about mentoring Malachi and trying to help him get more consistent in what he's saying and talk to him. It sounds like Dennis is really enjoying working with Malachi and trying to help him. He takes it very seriously, helping the younger players become better players. Well, he said a lot about wanting to get Scotty to be better and better and better. And maybe this is part of the effect is Scotty's conditioning and his purpose is more directed and he's trying harder, but also he's got Darko's new system and Darko cultivating and allowing a fertile ground for him to grow. And then you got Dennis in his ear saying, this is what LeBron would do. And this is what LeBron would do. You know, that kind of stuff in his ear. It's like hearing, yeah, when I was on the Celtics, when Jason and Jalen would do this. And then maybe like Scotty's listening to Dennis too. And maybe that's part of the formula that's adding up to Scotty becoming him all of a sudden. Does that make sense? Because in some ways, Dennis could really prop him up and make him feel like a Superman to get him to feel confident enough to do what he's doing, just like Darko does. In some ways, that may be part of the big difference between last year is Nick and Fred take them out and put Darko and Dennis in those spots. Then all of a sudden, it's encouraging and nurturing Scotty to go to new levels. But it really did have to do with his conditioning the most. Like he had to do the work this summer to get to this. He couldn't have been this last year. But the nurturing from Coach Darko and Dennis is probably helping Scott and making him go even further. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Kareem saying OG is going to shut down Luca. And then the new narrative will be OG thinks Texas is big and wants to be a Maverick. That people will start trying to say that he wants to go play there. Nah. You know, they'll fall in love with him because they'll see how they shut down their star. That's what happens with all these teams. OG shuts down Dame Lillard and Portland wants him so bad. Yeah, I mean, every team wants OG at this point. That's why in some ways Masai needs to keep him because he's such a hot commodity. Everybody wants him in this league. You know, if you have the absolute best offensive player in the league, you want to keep him. Well, I would say if you got the absolute best defensive player in the league, you want to keep him too. So let's get that extension done, Bobby. Let's get that extension for OG done right away. Right away. Quick Takes is saying at Loa, we love the Spurs 100%. That's for sure. I'm as a Spurs fan before the Raptors even existed. I was a Spurs fan in the 80s, and I had the David Robinson shirt, and I wore San Antonio Spurs as a little kid in elementary school in Tallahassee, Florida. I was a huge Spurs fan originally because of David Robinson. I got the hoop set and David Robinson's rookie card, which I have in the room next to me, the one where he's holding up the jersey on the NBA hoops card. I have that card and I have that whole set, and I just loved the Spurs and who they were. I was a big fan of Sean Elliott, a big fan of Terry Cummings, a big fan of Avery Johnson. And those old Spurs teams from like the late 80s, early 90s, the ones that did battles with the Suns and the Lakers, man, I was always rooting for y'all. Mad Max, Chuck Person, so many great old Spurs that I used to love. Kevin Willis, there was a lot of great Spurs, a lot of crossover between Raptors and Spurs culture. And yeah, it's just a natural Western team for me to love. That is definitely my number one West team. If I'm rooting for anybody in the West, it's San Antonio. David saying Spurs have a nice team, good guy, and play well together. Love Sohan in college, and Vassell is amazing. And Wemby is clearly Wemby. Yeah, there's a lot of bright stuff on the future for them. I really like Jeremy Sohan. I love his homage to Dennis. Dennis Rodman is one of my favorite players of all time. The time that he spent on the Spurs is another period of time that I absolutely love. Demolition Man Rodman playing with Robinson in the 90s was so fun with the orange hair. Yeah, I love what Jeremy's doing. And he's in some ways better than Dennis as an all-around player, but he's not as good defensively and rebounding as Dennis. But I like that he kind of carries his energy on the team still. And he's really cool. He's a lot more talented and better than I thought he was when I first saw him, Jeremy Sohan. So yeah, and Quick Takes is saying that David 100%, most definitely. Yeah, this is a Spurs friendly, positive nation here, Raptors Freak Family here. Loic saying Quick Takes. I have an eye on Toronto since 1998. Damon Stoudemire, Matt Bonner, DeMar, Jakob, even T-Mac for a short time. We are tied. Yeah, these are a lot of guys that came and played for the Spurs and also played for us. Yeah. Ken Birch, Kevin Willis, the Red Rocket, Matt Bonner. That's a fan favorite. He was just up here in Toronto in the last 2 years, or no, last 2 weeks, with the mayor when they had the opening day ceremony. He was at our city hall running the Raptors flag up the flagpole. Matt Bonner. So he's still very active as an alumni for the Raptors. Also, I know he's around y'all's team too as an alumni a lot too. So he splits time between our two teams, but he's still up here in Toronto often too. Let's see. David's saying, I love that we have a Spur up in here again. New family member. There we go. Where the fuck is Nameless to welcome him? David's hilarious. He's gifted 5 subscriptions. Thank you, David. So benevolent and kind of you. David has given one to Ismail Ortiz. Welcome, Ismail. David's saying, Loic, get it. He wants you to get it. Okay, Monique got one of the gifted subscriptions. There we go. Raps Love getting one of them. There we go. Monique and Raps Love getting on those subscriptions. Awesome. David's saying that Raps Love, bam. And Jam Joseph is here. What guan? What guan? Raptors Freak. I always come late to the chat. I'm coming in like Scotty on Sohan and get these dunks off the rip. There you go. Jam Joseph may be here a little late, but he's coming strong to the rim. And I love to see you, Jam Joseph. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Let's get that W on Wednesday. Once again, we are perfect on Wednesdays. Minnesota, Milwaukee, the first 2 Wednesday victims. Well, let's make Dallas the third one. Yeah, let's be perfect on Wednesdays. I want to be a perfect team on Wednesdays. We are so far this season. Let's keep that record going 3-0 on Wednesday, beating Dallas Mavericks tonight. I'd love to see it. In some ways, they need it even it out of their record. They're 6-1. That's bullshit. They're not a 6-1 team. They're about to be a 6-2 team, and we're going to even up our record 4-4. That's what I'd like to see tonight. That's right. David's saying, Loic, you got to turn on something to accept gifts. 2 left, it seems. All right, yeah, there's 2 left in there. Somebody take it yet? Mo got one. Loic's saying, sorry, I don't know about YouTube, but I think I turned the thing on. All right, we'll figure it out. He's trying to gift you a sub because he wants you to be a part of our family. David's saying at YouTube, give Loic one of those memberships. 2 left. And Quick Take saying, Loic, 100%. And NBA Quick Take saying, nice. I got a Duncan rookie still, not in the best condition, but shit. Yeah, I had that original NBA hoops set. There's two Robinson cards in that set. There's the Robinson holding the jersey, which is the one that's more expensive, and then there's the one with him shooting the free throw. And I have both of them. Yeah, and there's a Detroit Pistons champions card in that set that's really nice too. Yeah, that's the 1989 NBA hoop set, I believe. Yeah. Jam Joseph saying, I really think Pascal is going to tear up Grant Williams tonight. Yeah. Pascal's going to curb stomp him like Embiid, but in a figurative baller way. Yeah. Yeah. We don't need any suspensions. Yeah. I hate Grant Williams. In fact, I'm so happy he's on Dallas. In some ways, I'm really glad he's not on the Celtics anymore. And if I have to see his stupid ass tonight and only twice a year on Dallas, that's great. Because honestly, he's a dirty player. He's overrated. He's a thug. And I hate the guy. I absolutely hate Grant Williams. And I would love to see Pascal give Grant Williams a little bit of that PJ Tucker treatment tonight. Yeah. I would love that, Jam Joss. If Pascal could just make him his bitch tonight. Go make Grant Williams your bitch tonight, Siakam. Please. I would enjoy that so much. That's must-see TV for me. Fiercey saying, gotta go, fam. Have a blessed day and enjoy the game tonight. You go, Fiercey. Raptorize your day. Do it like the Raptors. You hope the Raptors will do it on the court tonight. Kick so much ass, Fiercey, that you just overwhelmingly win. There's some sort of referee in your life that's kind of bullshit and an asshole. Don't let them impede you from getting that W. Get it anyway. That's what I'm saying. David's saying, you too, Fiercey. And Monique's saying, let's go, Raptors. And Superfan Mo, have a great day, everyone. See all you tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Let's get this win. All right, let me do the Raptors Instagram check real quick. I know I saw that my numbers just dropped off. It's like they kicked a bunch of y'all out, but some of y'all are still here. I love it. First of all, there is a new contest the Raptors are doing called Operation Unlock. How well do you know the Raptors? Go and get on the Raptors app, and you can win courtside seats and other prizes if you know Raptors trivia. So I'm at the GOAT. Fiercely Salsera, David Saborin, G. You guys all need to go and get some swag for your knowledge. That's right. We got pictures of them at practice. All smiles, baby. All smiles. That's what I like to see. We see Dennis shooting around the arch. He's taking shots and they're trying to impede him. Malachi's kind of messing with him. But Dennis hits all of the shots all the way around the three-point arch at the practice facility for the Mavericks. Good stuff yesterday. Let's see. What else have we got going on? Mr. New York City has a picture of, I don't even know who those guys are. I don't know, but he's got PSD. I wonder what this is. Is that underwear? He got a whole bunch of underwear. So he got a bunch of free underwear. Mr. New York City's happy about that. Slim Duck has got a song playing about the haters, and he's a ghetto boy, and he be a sinner, but he fears nobody, only Jehovah. And I thank the Lord I go this far. Usain Bolt, he's name dropping. He's just got a song playing there. Kyle Lowry's got a big head Philadelphia Eagles hat that he is so happy in. I love seeing Kyle so happy, and his swag and his style and his Instagram stories right now is funny. He's staring in the camera in a funny face. He's got some cool blue shoes. He's making a shot against the Lakers, which they beat the other day. He's riding around in his car with his big fat Philadelphia Eagles hat. You know those hats I'm talking about. They're like oversized and they look ridiculous. Yeah, Kyle's got one of those in the Eagles hat right now. There's your Instagram check, just real quick. Not a whole lot there, as usual, it seems like. Yeah. Let's see. Monique saying, W stream, Lex, keep at it as always. Thank you, Monique. You keep at it as always, being a super fan, being a community champion, being a beacon of light and joy and happiness in the Raptors Freak Nation and the Raptors fan nation in general. We love you, Monique, as always. Yeah. Wayne saying, tonight's game has the potential to be a bellwether game. Let's see how we respond to such a high-level performance. I think that Dallas is due to have a slumper and to lose one. With the law averages, Wayne, they're 6-1. And honestly, they've been playing. I could go look at their schedule so far. Those 6 wins that they got so far are against San Antonio, Brooklyn, Memphis, Chicago, Charlotte, and Orlando. They lost only to Denver. That's the only team they lost to so far this year. Now, another thing about Dallas and the scouting report is this is what they're doing with Jason Kidd as their coach. The second half, they come back out after the halftime, and they're gangbusters. In the first half, they're kind of shitty, and they have trouble scoring. And what they've been doing in recent games is they've been coming back from being down in the second half and having amazing third quarters and fourth quarters. So in some ways, the Raptors need to come out gangbusters at the beginning, get a good lead, and then hold them off after halftime, because this is the pattern recently with the Mavericks. They have a shitty first half, and then they are amazing in the second half. So watch out for that, Raptors, seriously. And be on the ball after halftime, because that's when they're going to try and strike. If they're down or they're not winning by a lot, that's when they're going to start trying to do it, is after halftime. So be ready. Be ready. David's saying, Lex, can you make sure that you at least get the dollars for those memberships? I don't want YouTube taking that $10. It's for the channel. I think that somebody got it. Somebody get these memberships, y'all. Come on now. ESPN downgrading Scotty. ESPN is useless. Yeah, you know what happened there, Monique? I'll say it this way. They put out a list of the top 25 young players in the NBA coming up, and Luca's number 1 on that list. Wemby is number 3. They put Scotty at 15th. They're saying there's 14 other young players that are more promise, including Evan Mobley and Kate Cunningham and Paolo Banchero and a bunch of other guys. Well, they're wrong. In some ways, that's part of the perception war to downgrade Scotty in the eyes of the league. People saw what he did on Saturday, and there's a buzz. And, well, they're trying to make it so that they can put him down in the perception ways by putting a ranking out in the next couple days after that. So that's all it is. Those rankings don't mean jack shit. That's what they hope is what's going to happen. But I'm going to tell you right now, Scotty's a top 5 young star in this league right now. He's in the same category as Luca. And we're going to see it tonight. Watch. Yeah, the downgrading of Scotty, they can do whatever the fuck they want. They are wrong, and they'll be proven wrong over time. They will be proven wrong over time. Get your fantasy Raptors, your Raptorsfreak fantasy basketball teams set up. There are games today. Voting day was yesterday, and now it's over. This was really cool. I want to mention this real quick. In Darko's interview yesterday, he was talking about OG Anunoby, and he was saying that he really loves how OG prepares for the games, that he really does a lot of film watching and really, really understands his opponents, and that's how he's so good at shutting them down defensively. In fact, Darko said this in his interview yesterday, that when OG's done playing, I want to hire him as an assistant coach. He's so good at preparing and making scouting reports on how to play people defensively, that Darko said he has a place on his coaching staff once he retires. That's very interesting. I've never heard anybody say something like that about OG Anunoby. And Darko said he wants him to be a coach for him after his playing days because of how good he is at scouting for defense and his game plans. That's cool. I love those kind of kudos for OG from Darko yesterday. Did you guys hear him say that? That he said he wants him as an assistant coach. The Raptors have been ranked in the new ESPN Power Rankings this morning, 2 spots up from last week. Last week we were 25. This week they're putting us at 23. They're saying after an up and down sophomore year in the league, to put it mildly, that's bullshit anyway. Scotty Barnes has been tremendous over the opening weeks of the season, including registering a stellar 30-point, 11 rebound, 6 assist performance on Sunday in an overtime win versus Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs. There are a lot of questions to be answered about where the Raptors are heading, but if Barnes continues to play like this, the future looks a lot clearer. Now, we leapfrogged over the Bulls and the Jazz, who were ranked higher than us last week. And that's good. We're not 25th anymore, but they've got us at 23. I still think it's way too low. And y'all will find out as time goes on what's happening with the Raptors, NBA, ESPN, and all you dumbasses down there. Yeah, fuck them. That's right, NBA quick takes. Fuck them. All right, just to recap, in the last 5 minutes before 2 hours comes up, the Dallas Mavericks are the game tonight. We really need to key on them in the second half and slow them down defensively in the second half. When they ratchet up their offense in the second half to try and win the game, we need to ratchet up our defense and counter it and stop it and stymie it and cut that water off. I think that's a huge key to the victory tonight, is that the Mavericks really do try and scramble in the last 2 quarters to make up the deficit and get separation and win that way. So if we can stop that, if we can get a lead early and hold the lead at halftime and then hold it afterwards and weather the storm of offense from Luca and Khoury, we'll have a good chance to win tonight. The thing about the Raptors is we can win any game on any night against any team. I don't give a shit how top dog they are or who they are. We have a certain level of play and defense and a belief in ourselves that can do it. I love that. I love that so much. The Oakland Raiders recently fired Josh McDaniels and hired Antonio Pierce as their new coach. And part of the reason why was because McDaniels was not inspiring the Raiders to get up and believe they had a chance against teams they had no chance against. That's the thing. You, some ways, need to be delusional and kind of be crazy and be like, yeah, I don't give a shit if this is the Boston Celtics and they're undefeated or something like that. We can fucking beat them. I don't care. The delusion of being able to think that you can believe them makes the reality of actually beating them possible. You don't think you can beat people and you go in the game as just a slacker, as a shitty team, you're going to roll over and get beat. But if you go in there, even if you're crazy and delusional, but you actually believe it, well, the reality of it happening can actually happen. So that's a big thing. Being a little delusional, even if you have a bad team, is good. Let's just put it that way. I'm just saying that. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, injuries for tonight. Maxi Kleber is probably out. Precious is looking like he's going to return tonight. Koloko out. The referees for tonight: Ben Taylor, Sean Wright, and Jenna Renault. Ben Taylor favors the Raptors. Sean Wright favors the Mavericks. And Jenna Renault is a new referee that doesn't have any information. She's never reffed a Raptors game. She's reffed a Mavericks game once, and they lost. But Jenna Renault is familiar with the FIBA stars of Doncic and Schroeder because she was very extensively refereeing at the FIBA World Cup this summer. So that's kind of cool. I think that in some ways that's a good thing. Jenna Renault's experience at FIBA World Cup and seeing Dennis get MVP, that may give him some favor with her. Honestly, I don't think it could hurt him as far as the respect of being the FIBA World Cup MVP currently right now. Yeah, so there's your ref report and your injury report real quick. I guess I better not forget to do this time. I did this the other day. You're watching me, David? Uh-oh. YouTube, you're watching YouTube. Okay, you're watching YouTube on more than one level. All right, let's do this real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dallas, Texas. We have an interesting German log rolling matchup tonight. German log rolling. That's right. A log in the river for Oktoberfest, and you got to spin it with your legs, and whoever can stay on the log the longest will win the German log rolling contest today. So first of all, we'd like to announce the intended competitor for this competition for the home Dallas Mavericks. From Würzburg, Germany, 6'10", 240 pounds, Maxi Kleber. But unfortunately, due to injury, Maxi will not be able to compete in this challenge. So he has a representative that will be doing it for him. He is 6'7", 230 pounds. From Ljubljana, Slovenia, it is Luca Doncic. So Luca is going to be running on the log instead of Maxi because he's hurt in this German log rolling contest. All right, on the other side, we were going to have a straight up German matchup between the Germans, Dennis versus Maxi, but Dennis has opted to take his step out in this, and he will be the coach in this competition. Dennis Schroeder from Braunschweig, Germany, 6'1", 172 pounds, the reigning FIBA MVP of the World Cup. He is his opponent for Luca Doncic. He will be managing today from West Palm Beach, Florida, 6'10", 240 pounds, from Florida State University, Scotty Wayne Barnes. So we've got our matchup, a German log rolling matchup between Scotty and Luca, with Maxi and Dennis in the corners as the managers. Who's going to stay on that log long enough? Who's going to be the superstar that carries them to victory today? Will it be the fleet-footed Scotty Barnes, or will it be the oafish butthole-faced Luca Doncic? You'll have to tune in next time to find out who wins the marquee main event matchup. Let's get ready to dribble! Oh, so stupid. Oh, so stupid. Wayne saying, we win and those rankings disappear. We don't care about NBA, ESPN, World Bank, NAFTA rankings. NAFTA, World Bank. Wayne, you're getting a dunk just for bringing in economic stuff that's silly in that one. That's hilarious. He's like, we don't care about NAFTA rankings. Yeah, that's a dunk, David. You got it. Look, saying, thank you for the gift, man. There you go. Did you get it? Did you get it? Where's it? Somebody's got to get this gifted sub. Come on now. Did you get it? I hope you got it. Let me see. Who got the gifted fan memberships? I've seen a couple of them give it away. Let's see. How come it doesn't show them having it? I don't know. Ishmael got one. Monique got one. Rapslove got one. There's two left. Come on, somebody take it. There's not everyone in here has a membership. Maybe they went somewhere and they're just not showing up. You want a dunk for Loic? All right, we'll give a dunk to Loic too. Yeah. Yeah, he's saying I didn't manage to get it, but it makes me lose my English. Bordel de merde. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for watching me today. The preview for the Dallas Mavericks game tonight. Tomorrow we'll react to it at 9:30. Hopefully it's a big W, and the Raptors are evened up in their record, and we continue our win streak on Wednesdays alive. That's right. W on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are for Wing, and I'm ready to W again tonight, Raptors. All right, Randolph's here. Lex, Heat's hired Haslam to the front office. That's a good honor. Well, that's a Miami man forever. He's inducted, and Pat Riley's very happy to have him join the front office of the Miami Heat. That just made sense. We knew he was going to do this. He's going to mentor those young people and teach them Heat culture. Because if anybody knows it, it's Udonis Haslem. All right, NBA Quick Takes. Y'all give him a follow. Follow, subscribe, and all that good stuff for NBA Quick Takes and his great YouTube channel. I appreciate y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe myself also. And I'll be back tomorrow. Let's beat the Mavericks tonight. Really, really try and contain Luca and Khoury as best as you can. The rest of those guys, whatever. They're jabronis. You just got to outplay them, out-talent them overall, and contain their two big guys. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. And let's go Raptors. Let's get that W tonight, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Scotty. Let's see some more young Wayne Barnes. Let's go see some more. That's right. Must-see TV. Scotty Wayne Barnes versus the Dallas Mavericks tonight. Must-see TV.